Hello there, welcome back to Strife's Talking Points. I'd like to apologize. Today I'm on my gaming headset because I forgot my actual microphone at my office. It happens sometimes, but today we are going to talk about Ilhan Omar, one of the top four most talked about people in all of news in the U.S. There's Trump, of course, who is on every story every day. AOC, what's her name, Rashida Tlaib, and Ilhan Omar are always the news headline or related to them in one way or another. Right now, she is being hit on this anti-Semitic controversy. To be honest, I read her tweet where she said it's all about the Benjamins, and I'm going to go through a Fox News story, HuffPo covering a story, um, and then some actual information directly about Somalia. So we're just going to start with Fox News. And what Fox News has, Rep. Ilhan Omar, Democrat, Minnesota, hit back against President Trump after he promoted a report suggesting Democrats are trying to have the freshman ousted from Congress in the next election. I've seen that multiple places. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. They're trying to, let's just refer to them as corporate Democrats, not actual Democrats or socialists, but the corporate group, the group who's in power to earn a living and keep making money off the system, are going to try and oust her, AOC, and a few others. I'm sorry, Mr. Real Donald Trump. I am for real. You can't Muslim ban us from Congress. Now, she's taken a shot at him for the Muslim ban, so-called, where it was actually a ban on terror, targeting specific countries where terrorist cells activate, and it is impossible to vet these people coming over. Yes, these were mostly Muslim countries. Yes, a lot of those countries are having massive issues, and that's actually kind of what I had here as far as Relief Web. It's a group tracking aid going into these countries and what's happening to it. Basically, if you're not more familiar with the story, Rashida Tlaib posted about Israel's donation to the U.S. Sorry, went to the wrong one. And that sparked a lot of controversy. Representative Ilhan Omar, whose comments on U.S. financial ties to Israelis sparked claims of anti-Semitism. She was going after AIPAC, a pro-Israeli group here in the U.S., which dumps $24 million a year into the U.S. Election. They are considered a very powerful lobby group here in the U.S., and I, as a U.S. citizen, don't believe that foreign countries should spend money lobbying in the U.S. Just running through the totals there for you again. South Korea, $70 million. Japan, $51 million. United Arab Emirates, 27 million. Israel, 20. Let's just call it 24. 23 million, 20 million, 19 million, 19 million, 18 million, 17 million. All these groups are spending large amounts of money in the U.S. as a lobbying effort to get the U.S. public opinion in their wake. On that, I do not disagree with her. When she tweeted back, it's all about the Benjamins. That is what is going on. These foreign countries have massive sway in the U.S. Saudi, Cayman Islands, China. Cayman Islands, this is where all the millionaires hide their money. China, Ireland, this is where all the billion-dollar companies hide their money. Israel, UAE, Japan, South Korea. This should not happen in the U.S. Now, she has recently pivoted. This, I believe, was yesterday, updated 6 hours ago. My goal in speaking out at all times has been to encourage both sides to move towards a peaceful two-state situation. She's referring to Palestine and Israel. A freshman lawmaker who supports Palestinian rights in a column published on Saturday. We need to reinsert this call back to public debate with urgency. Both parties must come to the table for a final peace deal. Violence will not bring us any closer to that day. Now, this has been going on my entire life. The Israelis versus the Palestinians versus the rest of the Muslim world. Two-state situation. They were moving towards that, I know, in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. However, terror bombings really took off, and that ended that, which is why you now have the Israeli wall. The war where Egypt, Syria, and all these other countries attempted to invade Israel, and they were handily defeated by Israel, and that's continued moving us to where we are today. Should there be talks? Yes. Should Ilhan Omar be embroiled in controversy because foreign governments spend hundreds of millions of dollars in the U.S. buying election, buying votes, buying opinion? No. I don't particularly see anything she said as wrong. I do believe you should be able to criticize a nation and a nation's objectives, be it Israel, Germany, Saudis, Japan, China, Russia, whatever, and not have it be some racially or religious attack. So that's part one. Part two is following through on actually what is kind of going on with Somalia. Her home country is one of the worst places to go. It is not safe, massive terror attacks, massive violence, starvation, hunger, displacement. This is actually the humanitarian dashboard for this year. Actually, that's last month. Starvation, food insecurity, nutrition, hygiene, health. These are all massive problems in Somalia. Camp coordination, camp management. Just a brief history here. Ethiopia, which is right here behind Somalia, and Somalis went to war a few years ago, and that devastated the country. And right now, Somalia is regarded as one of the worst, most unstable nations on earth. And that is where Miss Ilhan Omar comes from. She is a Somali refugee who moved to the U.S. If you didn't know that, you haven't been reading along. But anyway, so their nation is on the brink of starvation. Millions of people are without food, without security, without shelter, sanitation. It is just an overall bad place to be. Now, starting not too long ago, we've seen these videos of Chelsea Clinton being berated by this woman.
All this Islamophobia that you have sowed. I'm so sorry. All this Islamophobia that you have sowed.
Alright, hold on.
After all that you have done and all this Islamophobia that you have sowed. I'm so sorry. Well, certainly it was never my intention. I do believe words matter. I believe.
Now, what that woman is talking about, all the tension you have stoked. Are you ready? Chelsea, I would be happy to talk, or Chelsea Clinton. Hi, Melissa, I will reach out to her tomorrow. I think we have to call out anti-Semitic language and the tropes on all sides, particularly in our elected officials and particularly now. This is an older tweet. This is what this lady is attacking her for because she doesn't think we should be using anti-Semitic language or tropes on any side, particularly in our elected officials. Rep. Ilhan Omar answered, Chelsea, I will be happy to talk. We must call out smears from the GOP and their allies, and I believe we can do that without criticizing people for their faith. I look forward to building an inclusive movement for justice with you. Now, we must call out smears from the GOP and their allies. Now, Ilhan Omar has been, this came at her from all sides. Democrats, Republicans, Israel lobby, because, again, a lot of money in that lobby for people, a lot of power there. So she got called out for it, and accurately describing how the Israeli lobby works is not anti-Semitic. These are kind of, the lobby itself is a lobby. It's a foreign government paying money to win favor with the U.S., to choose U.S. policies, and to move things forward. Um, the tweet opened a chorus of bipartisan condemnation. It's been deleted. I don't know that there's even a record of it anywhere. We'd love to know how Elon thinks it's paying American politicians to be pro-Israel, though I think I can guess bad form, Congresswoman. That's the second anti-Semitic trope you've tweeted. This is someone who's, again, going after Ilhan Omar. Now, back to this lady.
We do matter. And this right here is the result of a massacre stoked by people like you and the words that you put out into.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but this woman is not right. People like Chelsea Clinton are far and away the corporate Democrats, the very small group of people.
And I want you to know that, and I want you to feel that deep.
Now, this woman here is an activist who knew Chelsea Clinton was coming, did this, got it posted, got the run on BuzzFeed. This is now what people are talking about.
Inside, like 49 people died because of the rhetoric that you put out there.
No, 49 people died not because of rhetoric that she put out here. I have never seen her being a white supremacist. However, I have seen people like this woman silencing all people. This woman here is the far left. She is the social justice warrior. She is the activist. She is the person who does not believe other people have the right to speak. Islam, as a religion, is not being beat down in the world. Islamic countries ban Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, other faiths. It is very common in those nations, Saudi Arabia, almost all Muslim nations, to push second-class citizenry on most other religions. They're restricted from business, government ties, all kinds of things. That is not the common practice in the West. The people escaping to the U.S. from Somalia represent Ilhan Omar, the people that were unfortunately killed in Christchurch. All these groups are not escaping Christian oppression and violence. They are escaping Muslim oppression and violence. They are escaping caliphates. They are escaping their own religious groups, massacring them, murdering them, destroying their homes, burning their villages, selling them as slaves. Libya has open slave markets now. These are not things being produced by Christian oppression. These are not being done by the white oppressor class of Europe. These are being done directly by people who look just like this woman here. She could be in her home country right now. No, I'm not going to say her home country. She could be in the Middle East. I'm pretty sure she's a U.S. citizen, which doing this type of stuff to these other people, forcing them out.
I don't think.
What does "I'm sorry you feel that way" mean? What?
Now that guy there, what does "I'm sorry you feel that way" mean? Empathy does not exist on the far left. These activists do not understand empathy. If you are not Muslim, brown, an immigrant, you can never understand. You can never empathize. The reason these immigrants come to countries such as New Zealand, such as Australia, such as the US, such as Europe, is because of the people and the culture there, the safety, the relative ease, the ability to move through the culture to become more than you were, exists in the West. It does not exist in lots of parts of the Middle East where these are kings and dictatorships and religious fundamentalist laws. If you look at the massacres, the murderers all across the world, you will see that 49 people killed in one spot in the West is insane. We just don't understand how to deal with it. It sparks massive media problems when this is common throughout the Middle East, throughout Africa, throughout certain parts of India and all these other places, this is the way that things are. And we in the West are not responsible for what's going on. Now, that man himself, he bought guns illegally. He killed 49 people. No way around that.
What does that mean?
After all that you have done and all this Islamophobia that you have sowed.
Now, again, all this Islamophobia, that is not a real thing. In regions of the world, it is illegal to be Christian. It is illegal to be Catholic, Coptic, Orthodox, Jewish. These people don't understand what is actually how the world is because they're sheltered in the US, in the West, and we see these things as horrible tragedies. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I would very much like opinions on this. I plan on doing more on the breakdown of what's going on with this story because it is just insane how people really don't understand what's going on. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day.